friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another book haul. Whoop whoop. So my goal for this book haul, just because it's such a catchy title, is to talk about the 22 books that I bought in 22 minutes. Can she do it? We will see together. But let's just dive right in so I don't waste any more time. The first two books that I have are by Lisa Joel. There is Watching You and Invisible Girl. Honestly, I don't know anything else about them. I feel like I've heard this one, Watching You, compared to You by Carolyn. And in the way that, like, you are a part of the story, and it's not Joe, but someone in this book talks to you, like you are brought into the story, and it sounds really good. And then Invisible Girl is about this girl that used to go to therapy, and then she stopped going, and I think thriller-y stuff happens. Sorry, the synopsises are so bad in both of these, but there we go. Then there are two creativity self-help books. There is Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert, and Imagine How Creativity Works by Joanne Lear. Like I said, they're creativity self-help books. I want to be more creative, not only on my channel, but also in life and in lesson planning, because I'm a teacher. They Went Left by Monica Heasey is for a secret TBR. All I can tell you is it follows this brother and this sister. I don't remember, Zofia and Abek. They went right, and their entire family, their parents, their grandparents, their aunt, they all went left into the gas chambers, and this is the aftermath of all of that. So it's going to be hard-hitting, it's going to be heartbreaking, but I've heard really, really good things. It's more outside my comfort zone. I usually don't read historical fiction, but this is one that caught my attention. First, We Were Four by Alexandra Surley. This is for another secret TBR video that I want to do in 2022. All I can tell you about this is that it has something to do with, like, private boarding school, secret societies, young adult thriller. Then we have Homebody by Rupi Carr. This is Rupi Carr's newest poetry collection. I read The Sun and Her Flowers a couple of years ago now, and I really, really enjoyed it. I stayed up all night to read it. This is her newest poetry collection. I also have Milk and Honey on my TBR, so I just really love poetry and I want to get more into it again. So it says, after feeling disconnected for so long, my mind and body are finally coming back to each other. Then I got one nonfiction in this haul. This is a nonfiction that I've heard incredible things about, and honestly, it just sounds so good. I kind of want to read it, like, right now, but I'm in the middle of, like, 3 books right now, so it's gotta wait. Maybe I'll get it on my TBR for February. I don't know yet, because I'm filming that one next. So, that book is Stiff by Mary Roach. The Curious Lives of Human Cadavers. Then The Darkest Corners by Cara Thomas. I have read 2 books by Cara Thomas. She's a young adult thriller author who just writes very atmospheric, fun, young adult thrillers. I would put her on the same level, or maybe slightly better than Karen M. McManus, or like on the same level of Natalie D. Richards. Which, if you're new around here, you don't know, but I am obsessed with Natalie D. Richards' books. I love them all. They're all really fun. I feel the same way about Cara Thomas. Okay, and then I got Free Fall by Jessica Barry. And honestly, I've just been really in the mood to read a book about a plane crash. And I have no idea why. But I really, really want to read more about plane crashes. And this is a thriller about a potential plane crash, I think. And, yeah, it's supposed to be epic, high stakes, fast paced. I also have a different book called Free Fall, and as part of the 52 Book Club's challenge, you have to read 2 books with the same name. So now I have both books with the same name. I also picked up Beauty Queens by Libba Bray, which I have really been wanting to read a Libba Bray book. And this one is following these pageant contestants who are stranded on this island after their plane crashes in the middle of nowhere. And this is like their survival story, and then the plane is actually right there. Okay, then we have The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. This is a young adult thriller, again. Perfect daughters commit perfect crimes. I believe that you follow Nora, who is a con girl. She's a teenager, but she's a con artist. And she has lived as different people, different lives. And now she is at this bank with her girlfriend when her ex-boyfriend walks in, and at the same time, a bank robbery happens. Then, Gallery of Horror, 20 Chilling Tales from the Modern Masters of Dread, edited by Charles L. Grant. I just really want to know if I like anthologies, and this is, you know, a horror anthology, so I just kind of want to explore more and see if these are for me or not. Or maybe there is a secret TBR video. I got Disney's Maleficent by Rudnick. Maleficent may be known as a wicked villainess, but she didn't start out this way. So this is like a villain backstory, and I've been really wanting to read more villain backstories, especially Disney versions. Those are cute sometimes. They're actually pretty dark sometimes, and I love it. I also, side note, could not find Vicious by V.E. Schwab. So, hook me up. But, like, I really want Vicious by V.E. Schwab. That'll be, like, another villain backstory that I really want to get. We have My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Wager. So, this is a hard-hitting young adult contemporary. I believe that it touches on mental health and suicide and suicidal thoughts and actions. So, trigger warnings for everything under the sun. It says that 16-year-old physics nerd Ansel is obsessed with plotting her own death. So it's going to be very hard to read, but I've had this on my radar for a long time. Everything You Want Me to Be by Mindy Mija. Holly G, our friendship is over. It was a dangerous idea in the first place. No matter who you were, but now that Jane Eyre has unmasked us, it's obviously how painfully wrong this is. We can never speak of this. Tell no one. Goodbye, LG. Okay, then there's Saint X by Alexis Schicksgen. This is a thriller of this family that goes to the Caribbean, and one of their daughters goes missing, and I believe this is like 10 years later, and they're kind of learning what actually happened on that trip, that fateful trip where their oldest daughter went missing. I think her body was found on this trip too. And technically this is a little bit of a cheat, but I don't care. I am doing the alphabet challenge, and it has the letter X. I know it's supposed to be the first letter. I don't care. I'm counting it for X. I also need Q and Z still. So if you have any recommendations for books that start with Q or Z, please pop them down below. Let's go. We got 5 books left. There is Cinderella.com, a modern day Cinderella story by River Laurent. That says it all. It's a modern spin on Cinderella. Then there is The Worst Best Man by Mima Sosa. I actually already read this in 2021 in like November, and I loved it so much. Like, the banter is so cute. It's hate to love. So you follow this girl, I wish I could remember her name, Carolina. She was left at the altar, and she is a wedding planner. So it's like 3 years later, she's still planning weddings for her career. And who waltzes back into her life but her ex-fiance and his brother. And his brother is the reason that her ex-fiance left on the wedding day. And at first she's like, I'm not working with them. I refuse to work with them. And then, you know, maybe they slowly start to work together, and maybe the brother of the ex-fiance and the ex-fiance, you know, maybe they start to slowly fall in love with each other. So it's like definite hate to love. It's so cute, and the banter is so freaking amazing. And, like, I just love that cover also. Okay. I got Before She Was Helen by Carolyn B. Cooney. I'm not even going to lie to you. I thought about it, but I'm not going to. I accidentally bought this. I thought that it was Caroline Kepnes's backlist. I apparently cannot read. Imagine that, a booktuber can't read. But this is some kind of adult thriller about this woman who has changed identities a couple of times. I'm not entirely sure why, and I feel like she might be on the run for something, and it's going to all catch up to her. Our last two, so there is Great Tales of Horror by H.P. Lovecraft. Okay, you might think this is silly, but I want to read H.P. Lovecraft, one, because it's like classic horror, and I do like diving into classics on occasion. Not a whole lot, but sometimes. But H.P. Lovecraft has been talked about on Riverdale a lot, specifically by Jughead Jones. Yes, I know Jughead Jones is a fictional character, but he talks a lot about H.P. Lovecraft and loving his writing. So that was a big reason that I wanted to explore some H.P. Lovecraft. This is short story collection. This is our last book, and we are only at 18 minutes, so I think this is going to be perfect. It'll be like 22 books in under 22 minutes. Woo! Anyways, this is Forest of 1,000 Lanterns by Julie C. Deo. This might be for a secret TBR video, and apparently it's the first in a series, which I didn't know. It is some kind of fantasy. I think it's a retelling of, oh, okay, here it is. Set in an East Asian inspired fantasy world filled with both breathtaking pain and beauty, Julie C. Deo's reimagining of the evil queen legend from Snow White possesses all the hallmarks of a masterful fantasy, dazzling magic, heartbreaking romance, and a world that hangs in the balance. Ooh. And it's a debut. So that's freaking awesome. Oh my goodness. So we made it through all 22 books in only 20 minutes. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and hauling these books. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. If you are new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps my channel. And I am going to attempt to do a thumbnail and to hold these up just for you. I feel like these are going to come crashing down on me, so please, yeah, don't laugh at me, but, okay, so when you have books from one book haul that are taller than you, then you know you have a problem. I'm not saying it's, like, terrible, it's just a problem. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.